Hello, welcome to the Home Shield DVD. My name's Nick Pandolfi and it's my job to guide you through this training resource. Home Shield is a partnership which handles referrals from frontline staff. A coordinator receives these referrals and passes them on to partner organisations. Let me just ask you a question. Have you ever been to a house of an older person and found that the occupant has a great many issues that they need help with, the majority of which are outside your remit? I am sure many of you have spent an awful lot of time and effort trying to make contact with different agencies. Then you have an even harder job persuading those agencies to get involved and take action. Have you come away feeling that you were not able to achieve this? You might feel frustrated or angry that you have let the person you have visited down. What we hope to do as you go through this presentation is to show you how Home Shield works, how easy it is to make referrals, how beneficial it is to the client and yourself.
We had a phone call to attend a gentleman's address at Hadley. The caller was a bit concerned because you hadn't heard from him for 2 or 3 days, and they normally speak on a daily basis. Obviously, when we attended at the scene, we feared the worst because he hadn't been seen for that length of time. And we went to the address, myself and my PC, and eventually managed to get this gentleman to get to the door. He was severely disabled in as much that he was blind, and he was in quite a poor old state, really.
Let's look at a typical home visit. I want you to imagine that it's a real house and the elderly occupant has some real problems. The visiting officer could be you responding to a day-to-day issue at an older person's home.
Who is it?
It's Police Community Support Officer Angela Gilder. Your neighbours were a bit worried about you and I've come to see if you're all right.
I can't hear. I can't hear. Come in. Come in.
Hello, Mr. Smith. I rang to say I was coming today. I'm from the police and I'm just coming to see if everything's all right with you.
Could you speak up? I can't hear very well.
I made an appointment to see you. My name's Angela Gilder. Your neighbours were a bit worried about you and I've come to see if everything's all right.
I do remember something about somebody coming, but I'd forgotten it was today. I can't get about too well, so I couldn't come and open the door. Sorry about the mess.
Oh, that's all right.
It's the bin. I can't get it out through the back door because of the blasted bush. Would you like to sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Better move all that.
I'll put your money over here so it's safe.
All right. I don't like it being untidy. I do try and sort it. I get very tired.
Look, this is my ID.
Oh. Yeah.
How are things with you, Mr. Smith?
It's nice to have a visitor. I haven't been out for months.
You are attending that address to deal with something in the normal course of your business. That matter is the primary reason for your presence in the house, and you should deal with that first. What we are asking you to do is that when you visit someone's home, you are alert to other issues that could affect their quality of life. Home Shield looks at 4 key areas of someone's life. Let's look at the first of these. Health and well-being, admission prevention, enabling people to live independently in their own homes, identifying problems before they become acute, referring people with unmet needs to the relevant support services.
As a district nurse visiting a patient, it is often very obvious that they have other problems which may affect their health and well-being. For example, they may clearly be unable to pay fuel bills, maintain their property or to feed themselves adequately. Having access to Home Shield will mean any concerns they may have can be quickly referred to the relevant body and early action can be taken. This is obviously to the advantage of the patient and the community nursing team, which means I spend less time in the office making several referrals and more time with my patients.
Let's look at each point more closely. It is recognised that a great deal of pressure is put on the health service to provide beds for those older people who need hospitalisation. No one likes going into hospital. People are happier in their own homes, provided their needs are catered for. Early intervention can often mean that this can be prevented and care provided in their own home. There is a lot of help out there for people with disabilities. However, they may not be aware of this and any entitlements. Let's have a look at our scenario. There were a lot of clues in there that might lead to a referral being made under this particular category. Did you notice how hard of hearing they were and the problems that they'd had with seeing the ID card? Did you notice how many obstructions there were on the floor that could cause a trip or a fall? Things that the person may say to you can also be a clue. Remember, they said that they were having difficulty getting around. These are just 4 issues that could be helped with a referral to appropriate agencies. There may be more that you saw in this example, but my point is that if you take a holistic view of the person themselves and their surroundings, you can soon build a list of potential referrals. You have now had practice at spotting issues. Let us have a look at the other categories. Income and finances. Do they have enough income? Are they having trouble paying the bills? Can they afford the basics? Are they looking after their money safely? Let's have a look at this category in more detail. Adequate income enables people to look after themselves properly, maintaining their independence. There are still a lot of people who are not claiming benefits that they are entitled to, either because they're unaware of them or they're reluctant to claim them. There are several partners involved in Home Shield who can offer referred clients specialist advice on benefit take-up. When you visit a home, keep your eyes open for things like piles of unopened mail or final demands. Are there other signs of deprivation? Some people will go without the basics in order to make a payment on a bill. Is the house warm? Is there food in the house? Do they look malnourished? There may also be instances where it's obvious that clients are keeping large sums of cash in the house. It is not easy, as money is always a sensitive issue. Some older people do not trust banks and may draw their pension out each week in cash, but in reality do not spend much. Therefore it builds up and tends to get stored in drawers, cupboards and under mattresses. These are all the places that a bogus caller will look. Home Shield has partners that can give advice to clients on money management and debt.
Before Home Shield was available, how did you look after the other needs of your customers?
Well, once I'd made sure they were getting the right level of income, such as some extra attendance allowance, they could pay for someone to come in and care for them, I would then spend a lot of time phoning around trying to get other services they needed, such as a key safe or a smoke alarm or a gardener.
So how has Home Shield helped?
Well, all I have to do now is go through the Home Shield tick list with the customer, take care of everything.
And how do the customers react to Home Shield?
I think the customers are quite surprised at how quickly Home Shield respond to their requests and the amount of services that are available to them, and the feedback I've had has been nothing but praise.
Let's look at the third category. You should be an expert now in identifying the issues that our older person has. There may be a need for Meals on Wheels or help with getting shopping. There could be, as mentioned before, financial issues. All can be addressed by one referral to Home Shield. It may be obvious that the client is having difficulty keeping themselves clean. This could be for a number of reasons. Their ability to access the bath or sink, lack of hot water, or the onset of dementia, just a few of the examples. Social contact is important to everybody. Without it, we withdraw and our basic communication skills deteriorate, resulting in a downward spiral. Ask the client when they last went out or had a visit from someone. Home Shield can put them in contact with agencies that provide a befriending service or social contact through clubs.
Shield Norfolk is an independent charitable organisation with over 60 years' experience, dedicated to promoting the well-being of older people throughout the county of Norfolk and to help make later life a fulfilling and enjoyable experience. A dedicated team of 150 staff and 250 volunteers provide a wide range of free and confidential services, including information advice and advocacy, benefit advice, volunteering, reminiscence and befriending. Home Shield referrals are mainly for benefits checks, help with form filling and befriending. Home Shield is an excellent way for people to access our services. Household Helpers is Age UK Norfolk's new flexible home domestic cleaning and shopping service that has been designed with people in later life in mind. This service is offered at a competitive price. We have community support centres around the county and offer short respite and day services.
This is the fourth area of business for Home Shield. Everyone has the right to feel safe and secure in their own home. Did you have to let yourself in, or was the access door insecure? There may be a need for a key safe to be fitted. This will only allow access to people that have a legitimate need. Now, we are not asking you to do a complete home security survey, unless of course you've been suitably trained. However, we would like you just to have a look at the front and back doors. Is there a door chain or bar fitted? Is there a door viewer? Are the locks fitted stamped with a kite mark? If you do not feel confident in assessing their security but feel that it could be improved, simply tick the box to make a referral on the form. Home Shield will send an expert around to assess and fit all they require in the way of locks and bolts. There may be a small charge for this.
Home Shield was first launched in the Norfolk area in March 2010, and the Norfolk Partners Against Crime Task Force, or Norfolk Pact as we're known, work in partnership with the scheme. Through Home Shield referrals, our aim is to assist vulnerable people by providing increased security. Our handyman can fit a range of security equipment, in some cases free of charge, to reduce crime and the fear of it. Our range of security measures include window and door locks, door chains, key safes, eye viewers, kick panels and door mirrors. As a partnership, we find that Home Shield has helped to raise awareness of our scheme with the aim of a decrease in domestic burglaries, and it's certainly helped awareness raising and enhanced partnership working in the Norfolk area. We see Home Shield as a valuable and necessary scheme.
In our example, our resident mentioned that he could not get out of the door. Obviously, we put this in as a verbal clue. In reality, you would see the state of the garden as you approach the house. It is well known that one of the triggers for older people being targeted by bogus callers or rogue traders is an untidy garden, as well as it being a hazard for slips, trips or falls. When you approached the house, did it appear to be in a poor state of repair, have an unkempt garden or very obvious aged decor? Home Shield can arrange for someone to come around and tidy up the garden or do small repairs. There may be a small charge, however. In many cases, the service is provided free by volunteers. There may be some visual evidence that they have been targeted by doorstep salespeople. For example, they may have a security system or have one of those automated beds or armchairs. There could be paperwork or literature relating to expensive and often unnecessary equipment or services. If you ask the question, you will often get information on how someone knocked on the door and tried to sell them something. This information is very useful, so put it on the form. There may be enough information for trading standards to investigate.
Through Home Shield, Trading Standards aims to help the most vulnerable members of our community. We do this by providing them with some really important tools, such as how to spot and avoid scams, or by providing extra support for those who may have already become a victim of crime. Doorstep rogue traders and scammers prey on the vulnerable. Those who fall victim to rogues and scammers are also likely to be vulnerable in other ways, such as to bogus callers, or may not be aware of benefits and other services that are available to them. By being a member of Home Shield, we know that by making just one referral, the right support is provided, quickly and efficiently. Home Shield will then do the rest. They interpret the needs and entitlements and contact the best support services able to meet these. The referrals we receive from Home Shield allow us to better support victims of rogue traders and scammers. People are often too embarrassed or upset to report such crimes. By having partners able to spot the signs means we can better support people who have fallen victim to such rogues. We recommend people use our Trusted Trader scheme, which includes a wide range of approved traders, from gardeners to builders and personal care services. All trusted traders have been vetted, meet strict criteria and abide by a code of conduct. Norfolk Home Shield has been a real success for us, not only in reaching out to the most vulnerable members of our community, but also ensuring that they are protected and supported by the range of agencies and services available. It's a great example of partners working together, targeting services where they're most needed in our community.
All homes should have a working smoke alarm on each floor. In new properties, these should be hardwired and part of the building regulations. In older properties, a standalone alarm should be fitted on each floor. These should be of the type with a 10-year integral battery. If there are no smoke alarms, or they are of the old type with removable batteries, make a referral on the form. On your visit, have a look around their house for fire hazards and check if there are any access or exit problems.
For us in Norfolk Fire and Rescue Service, Home Shield has benefits in both helping us to give people access to the services they need and by helping us to access those people who most need our preventative services. We frequently encounter people with care needs during our everyday operations and services, and when we do, Home Shield means that we can help them even further by referring them to the coordinator. Many of the people who need our services can also benefit from the support and advice that other organisations offer, and Home Shield is an easy and effective way to enable our crews to get them access to these services. Identifying and accessing people who are most vulnerable to fire is a significant challenge for us, and this scheme regularly helps us to find those most at risk and improve their safety through free home fire risk checks. Home fire risk check is where we visit a more vulnerable person's home and assess it for fire risks. We then provide advice and guidance on how it can be made safer. Frequently we'll also fit a smoke detector, which is vital for safety in the home.
We have now been through the different aspects of Home Shield and seen how you can keep your eyes and ears open. Throughout this presentation, we have referred to the Home Shield referral form. You will now see on your screen the form itself. Please make sure you have a few of these blank forms with you when you go out and about. It's important that the Home Shield coordinator has as much information as possible from the client. Please ensure that you carefully go through each section of the form and fill in the detail required.
Right then, Mr. Smith. This Home Shield referral will enable me to organise help for you in the areas we discussed.
Could you just remind me? My memory's not very good.
Home Shield will pass your details on to see if there is any help available for an old soldier.
I did my duty.
By ticking this box here, Home Shield will contact some agencies that have help available for older people.
The Royal British Legion's county-wide network of caseworkers visits those who need to apply for our support. Receiving 7 days' pay from any one of the UK Armed Forces, marrying that person or being the dependent child of one is the only qualification for our attention. There are many needs we can consider, from a fridge to a holiday, and especially anything to improve safety and the quality of life for our clients. 1 in 6 people are eligible for our assistance. Please help us find them by using Home Shield.
Have you thought about getting one of those pendant alarms? Home Shield have contact with various providers of that service.
Community alarms are a real lifeline for the predominantly elderly or disabled person. So how does the alarm work? Well, it's very simple but highly effective. The person will have installed in their home a simple alarm like this, which plugs into their existing telephone socket. It comes complete with a neck pendant, and they will simply press this button here, which will send a signal to the alarm unit here, which then automatically calls through to the 24/7 call monitoring centre. These days there are also other devices which can be connected to the alarm, which gives the person even greater help and reassurance. Examples of these are smoke alarms, heat sensors, motion detector systems, bogus caller alerts, and automatic falls detection.
Falls present a significant risk to the health and independence of those aged 65 years and older. It is estimated that 30% of falls could be prevented, and approximately 10% of people that fall will die within a year. In light of this, Norfolk Community Health and Care aims to reduce the number of falls which result in serious injury and to ensure effective treatment and rehabilitation for those who have fallen. Falls are caused by a number of different factors, such as medical issues, loss of confidence in their walking or leaving their own home, reduced muscle strength and balance, poor diet and low fluid intake, hazards in the home both indoors and outdoors, and an inability to call for help in an emergency, and also weak bones, also known as osteoporosis. These can all increase the risk of falls and lead to a higher risk of injury. Home Shield is an exciting partnership which can respond to the individual's needs and can link in with the falls prevention service offered by Norfolk Community Health and Care. Home Shield offers our staff a single point of referral. Home Shield will then make all necessary onward referrals to the appropriate agencies, therefore saving our staff valuable time which can be spent face-to-face with patients. This is of great benefit to the vulnerable elderly person, as it will contribute to their holistic well-being and enable them to receive relevant support in the home, for example, social, financial, environmental and health assistance. The link with Home Shield is two-way, in that any organisation making a referral to Home Shield is prompted to ask the person, how many trips, stumbles or falls have you had in the last 3 months? If the person has experienced any issues, Home Shield can make a direct referral to Norfolk Community Health and Care's single point of referral to action a falls assessment. The falls assessment is carried out by a member of staff who has had specialist falls training. Issues that contribute to falls are complex. The assessment is a comprehensive health check which, conducted in the patient's own environment, identifies issues specific to their individual circumstances. Once the issues are identified, an action plan to reduce risk and eliminate contributing factors is formulated along with the patient.
Simpler items not linked to community alarm are also available. These range from memory aids or prompts for people with dementia to simple paging or alert systems for carers, and operate within the person's own home rather than raising an alert at a call monitoring centre. As you might expect, having such assistive technology really does make a big difference. It allows the person to remain independent in their own home, gives them reassurance, and of course gives peace of mind to their family and friends as well.
And if I tick this box here, Home Shield will contact someone who will visit you to see if you're getting all the pension that you're entitled to.
That'd be good.
One of the main causes of social isolation and vulnerability, which a Home Shield referral can address, is lack of money. Such a situation is often immediately apparent when conducting a home visit. On a Home Shield referral form, there are questions under the Income and Finance section which can be ticked and will trigger referral by the Home Shield coordinator. The organisation referred on to will then be able to identify whether there are any entitlements that the customer is missing out on and help him or her to apply for them. Using Home Shield is ideal because you don't need to know about the various financial entitlements that are available to help with, say, personal care, living expenses, rent or council tax. You just need to be alert to the fact that your customer might benefit from some advice and help from a specialist. Such a difference can be made to someone's life by making sure they have all the appropriate entitlements in place, particularly if they've recently had a change in circumstance, such as bereavement of a partner or development of a long-term illness or disability. It could mean that they could buy better quality food or pay for help around the home, maybe transport to get out and socialise, all things that can promote independence and well-being.
Now, I wonder if there's any other things here that we can help you with. Do you think your home's warm enough?
No, it's always cold.
What kind of heating?
It is extremely important that you go through the form with the householder and explain what happens next. You must obtain the householder's signature on the bottom of the form, as this is legally required before we can pass on their personal details. An advice leaflet explaining how Home Shield works should always be left when a referral is made. On the back of this leaflet is a space for you to put your name and contact details.
Right, if you could just sign this form for me, that gives your permission for me to hand your details on to some of the agencies we spoke about.
Oh, right. That's good. Where do I sign?
If you just sign there, Mr. Smith.
Right.
That's lovely, thank you. And I'm going to leave this leaflet with you.
Right.
It has my name and contact details on the back. And if you have any questions at all after I've gone, don't hesitate to give me a call.
All right.
If I'm not in the office, just leave a message and I'll ring you back.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, that's great.
Just a reminder, Home Shield does not have the facility to deal with inquiries from the public. That is why we have the leaflet to leave with them. Your name and contact details must be on the back, as you still retain ownership of the referral, even though the coordinator has taken on the work.
The Home Shield scheme originated in 2005 in our neighbouring county of Suffolk. It was followed by a similar scheme in Cambridgeshire 3 years later and set up in Norfolk in 2010. The concept of a one-stop shop referral service for busy professionals is simple but works and is running successfully in all 3 counties. The referral form is there to be used as a tool to guide the professional and customer through the referral process and only needs to be completed if needs outside of the professional's job remit are identified. Some may prefer to go through all of the form questions, but this is not necessary. Some customers will make it clear they have a particular problem, such as fire safety issues or social isolation, and therefore only the relevant section of the form needs to be completed. Please do let us have as much information as possible on the customer's needs, so we can ensure that we match them to the most appropriate service. There is a section at the bottom of the form which has been left blank for any other relevant information and requests. The form covers a wide range of issues, but it's not an exhaustive list, so please also use the bottom section of the form if the matter is not covered. We are happy to look into any request, and if we don't have the answer at our fingertips, then we will research it until we find a solution. We must have consent from the customer, and a signature from them on the form is preferred, although we are happy for you to record verbal consent given if you're conducting a telephone assessment, for example. All of the Home Shield leaflets and referral form are available on our web pages on www.norfolk.gov.uk, and please do let your colleagues and other organisations know about our scheme. We welcome all professionals to use our service, as this increases our chances of reaching the vulnerable people who need our help. We believe that taking the time to fill out a Home Shield referral form saves time in the long run, as any additional issues are then dealt with by Home Shield, allowing the professional to get on with their day-to-day job. Help really is only a tick away.
We saw how Sidney Smith had a few problems in our scenario. Let's see how Home Shield worked for him.
Hello? Is that the police lady, Angela? Oh, it's Mr. Smith. Why I'm ringing is just to thank you. Yeah, well, I had a visit from the Home Shield person, yeah. I've got a woman that comes in every day. It's all tidy now. Yeah. You know the back garden, the mess? Well, next week, they've organised it. Someone's going to come and sort that out for me. I know, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, and they're sorting out some more money. But, well, when they come, they can let themselves in. Yeah, because I've got a key safe. And and when they ring bell, a light comes. Well, thank you very, very much. Goodbye.
It was really good to hear from Mr. Smith. It was upsetting seeing the state he was living in, but that's what I like about Home Shield referrals. Because you know after you've visited a vulnerable old person in their home, that something will get done and you will see results.
The help that a Home Shield referral can generate can change people's lives. Sidney can tell us more.
I've had a smashing day today. Maureen's been round, did a bit of tidying up and made me a bit of breakfast. I'm going down the Legion Luncheon Club for a spot of dinner and a natter. I don't know what I would have done without the help that police lady sorted out for me.
That concludes the training aspect of this DVD. Now you should be able to go out and make referrals yourself. I would like to thank you on behalf of the Home Shield Project team for your time and attention to this training DVD.